Oh, oh my. Oh, hello there. My name is Harriet Beecher Stowe. You might be asking what I'm doing. Hold on, I'm feeling a little bit parched. Delicious lemonade. You might be asking what I'm doing. I'm actually reading my world famous book called Uncle Tom's Cabin. Wrote in 1852. Now that was a time. I just think back when I wrote that book. Did you know that over 300,000 copies were sold of this book in its first year? Now you might be asking, why are people buying that book so much? Well, as you know, the 1850s was a time of a great divide between the North and the South. See, the divide was about slavery. And unfortunately, Southerners felt like they needed slaves to work their farms to make their money. Let me tell you something. Back in the time, I was appalled at how I saw slaves were treated. So I decided I need to be an abolitionist and do something about it. You might be asking, why is it so important? Why do we need to study it? Well, it all happened at a time around a battle for presidency during Abraham Lincoln's time. And it turned out to be very, very, very crucial in the election of Mr. Lincoln. You see, I wrote a book. That book right there was about slavery and how slaves were treated. And it really opened up people's eyes to feel like slavery was morally wrong. And this book helped influence Abraham Lincoln to win the election of the 1860s and become our president. This was a major turning point. This caused a greater divide between the North and the South. And another reason to fight in a civil war. Now you might be asking, where did I get such a great idea? Well, at the time, I had an unfortunate thing happen in my life. You see, my sixth child was born. And it was a very terrible time for me. At 18 months, he died of cholera. And you see, I stuck that passion, that fuel, that emotion. So when I wrote that book, I compared the loss that I had to the thousands of slave mothers who had their babies taken away from them and sold into slavery. I could just feel the emotion, the pain, the suffering that they were dealing with. And that pain and suffering and emotion helped me write my book. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Harriet Beecher Stowe, and I wrote one of the most influential books of all time. That book was Uncle Tom's Cabin. It's been a pleasure, and I hope to talk to you really soon. Good evening. My name's John Brown, and I was an influential person. An influential person that had a major event that led to the Civil War. You might not be very familiar with my name, but if I bring up Harper's Ferry Raid, oh yeah, John Brown is. You see, going back to my history, I was actually a conductor of the Underground Railroad. And I was actually in Virginia, and I saw how slaves been treated, and it was terrible, terrible. And I thought, what better than to cause trouble from the South and do my part to mess with people that would actually enslave people. I mean, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? So I remember that fateful night like it was yesterday. Me and my brothers and some slaves went to Harper's Ferry and Armory. We snuck up 4 in the morning. It all's coming back to me now. I remember. Come on, boys. Let's go. Stick 'em up. All right, everybody, out of here. Let's go. Get out. This is our place now. All right, send a message to them. Tell all the slaves we're starting to rally tonight. We're going to build an army. We're going to build an army. You tell them. So we told them. Oh, it wasn't good, boys and girls. You see, I thought the slaves were going to join me, and together we'd form a huge army. But they never showed up. They left me and my brothers. The local militia showed up. It was not good. There was death. My brothers were killed. I was imprisoned. And just like that, my slave revolt ended, and I was hung, killed. And you're like, how in the world should we be studying you when you failed? You see, after my death, it caused a further divide between the North and the South because the South realized if John Brown, one man, can start that much trouble about slavery, what else can people do? Now you think about that for a little bit. That's right, folks. I'm John Brown. And I did Harper's Ferry raid. And I'm an influential part of history. Even if it didn't go well. Enjoy the rest of your day. John Brown. Yeah, buddy. I'll see you boys and girls later. Or maybe I won't.